Hi, I'm Robin Chant. I've been a firefighter paramedic for 28 years. And yeah, I've newly retired. And basically all this stuff well, not all the stuff, but in this 1 hour demonstration, I've taken the best of everything I've kind of taken and put it in 1 hour. And one of the things about this class is that I remember doing a presentation and I can't remember what it was on. And this woman says, if I have a decision to make, I have a hard time making a decision. And so I'm just like, oh, wow. Okay. I've taken so many courses on that. And so I'm just going to give you a taste of little tools that help you to make decisions with more ease. So is this you? Is making a decision something you dread, or you always go back and forth in your head? Well, this intro evening is for you. Gain clarity, look at what may be causing your angst, and how to move forward into a more confident you. So, having confidence with decision making. So, when we lack confidence, now I just love this information here. It usually means there's a lack of information in some aspect of your decision. So, just asking yourself what information is required here. What am I missing here? Who or what is required in this? What else is possible here I've not yet considered? Allow the universe to give you the answers. Google it for the universe, basically. You're not Googling it on the computer, but you're Googling it in the universe. And yeah, back to the first question. What information is required here? That is all too often we're trying to make a decision and we don't have all the information that's required. And so, yeah, what information is required here? And it's just like, oh, I need to look at this and I need to look at that. And then your decision could be easy peasy. Okay. This intro class tonight will look at some areas that you may be lacking information or areas in your life that may require more clarity to aid in making decisions with confidence. We'll go over looking at the meaning of the word decisions. That's the first thing we're going to dive into. How our minds work, and then how stress affects our decisions. So yeah, we're going to look at all those tonight. So making decisions. Decisions, the original meaning was actually like the etymology of the word final judgment. So that energy, final judgment, is still in the definition of decisions, even though decisions may be something totally different now for all of us, but the etymology meant final judgment. So part of us is scared to make a decision that could be for life. So if you're looking at decisions that way, a decision's like a final judgment, then it's so hard to make a decision. So what I ask you to do is change the word to, instead of decisions, I'm making a choice for now. Okay, I'm making a choice for now. And if you're able to sense an energy, you would most likely sense a lightness to that already. Making a choice now is different than decisions. Okay. Decisions also mean the end of possibility, and we always want to keep our options open for sure. Changing the word to I am choosing this for now, the word allows energy of something else to show up in your life. Like I started before I moved from Brandon, last couple of years, I just started saying, I live in Brandon for now, or I work at Brandon Fire Department for now. I even just added that for now, and that changed possibilities of what else. Like I see 1 or 2 clients a week for now, allows the universe for you to see more clients. Okay. So yeah, for now could just totally change the energy of what you're saying. So even changing the energy around the word decision to making a choice for now, asking these questions to yourself, what choice do I have now? Instead of what decision do I have to make? What choice do I have now? Just lightens it up and allows the universe to show you different choices that you might have available. What choice could I make in the future? And everywhere you're going into you're going into conclusions of what choice means, Will you allow that to dissipate and release from your body, being in zone with ease? So breathe into this limiting belief. And as you breathe out, allow you to release this limiting belief of what you think choice means, like for good or whatever. Or I shouldn't say choice, but decision, that it just means it for good. So the definition of word could have energy around it associated to your past. So clearing those emotions allows you to look at the word in a new way. Thus doesn't need to keep you stuck in not having confidence in your decision making. So yeah, you could have in your past that you made a decision and you were made wrong for it. So then it's now hard to make a new decision because who's going to make you wrong for this decision? Okay. So you could say something to yourself, everywhere I'm making myself wrong for making a decision, will I allow that to dissipate and release from my body, being in zone with ease? And then you breathe in. And as you breathe out, allow that to let go. Okay. And yeah, with if you were to have a session with me or further teachings with me, we could go into deeper of that with the emotions around if you have a hard time making a choice, making a decision. So when there is fear coming up around a choice, please ask yourself what is behind that fear. For if there's fear there, it could be covering up something else and not anything to do with its choice itself. Like covering up your fear commitment. Like people like go, oh, I'm so scared to marry so-and-so. Well, it may not be they're scared to marry so-and-so. They're scared of making a decision that affects the rest of their life. Okay. So that fear, people look at the fear, oh, I have fear, I shouldn't marry that person. No, that fear could be covering up something else you need to look at. Okay. Fear of commitment or fear of, being committed to his family or her family or whatever. And so, yeah, when there's fear, always ask yourself, what's underneath this that I need to look at? What's underneath this that I need to look at? So very good question to ask there. Now, this was really an eye-opener for me when I learned this. Fear and excitement cause the same physiological response in the body. So all it comes from is what you label it as. So if you're fearful or excited, the same thing happens in your body. Okay, the same physiological response. Your heart might beat faster. All of a sudden, you're breathing more. Could be shallow breaths, but you're breathing more. And so always ask yourself, am I actually excited in my choice? Like, is it fear or is it excitement? And you're like, oh my goodness, there's a lot of excitement here. And so until you acknowledge it, you could be labeling it as fear, but in actuality, it could be excitement. So, any questions with that, guys? Now, the fourth bullet here, there is no right or wrong decisions. For every choice is a learning situation of what maybe not what you choose next time. And if you're worried about right and wrong, that is only judgment and excludes any chance of learning and growing. So I'm going to say all that again. There's a lot in that. There is no right or wrong decisions. For every choice is a learning situation of maybe what not to choose next time. And if you're worried about right and wrong, so if you're worried about right and wrong choices here, that you're only going between judgment, and that excludes any chance of learning and growing. So you want all the information before you make a decision. And sometimes you may need more, but you may not get all the information. That is not even possible. Okay. And so I remember choosing to sell our home in Brandon and move out to Calgary. I wanted everything. I wanted to know, okay, how's this going to look? How's the move going to go? Where's our stuff going to be stored? How's it going to, live at my mother's? And how am I going to meet people in the community? And there's no way the universe could provide all that information. And so you just have to make little choices and little choices and little choices, and more information will come. It's like, oh, cool choice. I wonder what happens if I now choose this. And so a lot of people don't want to make a decision because they want to get all of the information first. That's not possible. Okay. Look at all your choices in the past. If you would have known everything, would you have still made the same choice? That's hard to say. And so, you cannot always go for the absolute of all the information. It may not happen. Sometimes you're lacking information. So always ask the question, what else is required here? However, you're never going to get all the information. So another reason that may be holding you back, you might be scared a decision may define you. A choice does not define you. This is a lie that we bought from our parents over thousands of years, probably. We think we have to make a choice and people are going to define us and we got to live by it for the rest of our lives. A decision is not a truth you have to live by till you die. Okay. So everywhere you bought that lie and perpetrated it in your life, will you allow this to dissipate and release from your body and being and zone with ease? So breathe in and then slowly exhale, allowing this limiting belief to be released. Like I chose to move to Calgary. This choice isn't written in stone. I could choose to move back to Brandon tomorrow. Like a lot of money was spent to move out here, but it doesn't mean I have to stay out here. So a choice is never absolute. Sometimes we decide something because it aligns with our points of view. Power actually comes from seeing many points of view and choosing what works for you in the moment. That is what my book's about. The Art of Choosing You is all about that. Seeing many points of view of any one situation. There's no absolute choice and there's no absolute right choice for you. There's a good choice for you right now, but there's no absolute choice for you. And when you start to grasp that, you'll have more living in the moment, less making you right or wrong about anything. So when you can't let go of right and wrong, you actually create, or when you can, I shouldn't say can't, when you can let go of right and wrong, you actually create freedom for you, thus true growth. Going back and forth between what is right and what is wrong will keep you stuck in the loop. Ask yourself, am I ready to move beyond this now? Okay. And right and wrong changes with the wind. And when you can embrace that, you'll be able to make more choices with ease and with more confidence. More of this right and wrong theory and how to choose beyond this in our 6-week online coaching series, Becoming a More Confident You. That's what you guys could sign up for after this. And we go over the circle stuff. That's something that was taught in bars, and we go more into it. Now, back to this right and wrong. One of the things that people that have gotten very successful is that they didn't listen to the right and wrong, what others were saying. They're just going, I knew it was going to look crazy to everybody else, but I had to choose it anyways. And when I say looking crazy, I mean looking wrong or whatever to everybody else. The people that create their life and, do something we look at, wow, I can't believe they chose that. They always went against the norm. And I shouldn't say always, but I bet you 90% of the time, they go against what people call right and wrong. And they just keep choosing. Okay, now I'll get into some nitty gritty. Did you know we have a left and right side of the brain? Okay, there's two sides of our brain, and they're two totally different brains, really. Okay, the left side of our brain, I got to think of what side that is for me. That's this side. The left side of my brain is very, and every left side, analytical. It's all about worrying about the past and worrying about the future. Okay. The right side is creative. And they fight each other. Your right and left side of your brain will fight each other in your mind, okay? The right and left side of your brain, because they're so opposites, okay? So not only do you want to get into your right side more, because the right side is able to live in the present moment. Your left side actually cannot live in the present moment, but the right side of your brain can, okay? And you want to get your right brain working more. Most people have a weaker right side, but if you're very creative, then you might need to get your left side working more. Your left side is all about right and wrong. Okay, your right side of your brain doesn't care about right and wrong at all. Okay, so it is working with both sides of your brain to create more in your life. And to work with both sides allows you to step beyond the right and wrong. Okay, what do you do to be creative? And so creative doesn't necessarily mean crafts. It could be creatively cooking, creatively playing with your children. It could be anything you do that you get lost in time. That's the right side of your brain. You want to get that lost in time, because only the left side is worried about time. Okay. So do you allow some time during the day to not be dictated by time? So get lost in your creative project, whatever that is. So working with the two halves of your brain, the left side, which is on the right side there, it's analytical, it's logic, it's language, it's reasoning, it's science and math, written, numbered skills, and it controls your right hand. Your right side of your brain controls your left hand. It's art awareness, creativity, imagination, intuition, insight, holistic thought can put everything together. Music awareness, 3D forms are actually can only be seen if you're using your right brain. And it learns left hand control. So the left brain, might have went over some of these, cannot be in the now. So making a decision or choice is for the moment. The left brain is worried about the past or preparing for the future that may never come. Now, the left side of the brain is our logic side, and most of us know how to be logical. However, if logic was the answers, most of our lives would be perfect. So we could logically think out of everything. However, logic is not necessarily the answer. There's sometimes where more logic is required, but yeah, it's that creative, kind of almost insane side of your right brain is where you want to create from. Now, we cannot shut down our logical side, our left side. We can only make our right brain stronger so that both brains can be assessed when making a choice. Allow yourself to be creative. Allow your right brain to have a say in your life. Your left brain will try and make the right brain wrong. So your left side of your brain, if you make a choice with your right side of your brain, the left cannot comprehend it and wants to make it wrong. Like, it's like, why are you choosing this? What's going on here? You know, and you can just go, shh, left brain, we're just going to choose this for now. You know, something's telling me to turn right here. Meanwhile, you avoid a bad accident if you would have turned left. Okay. But your left brain doesn't know that. And it's like, wow, why aren't you turning left? Trust your right side of your brain and go right, you know. The more you trust your intuitive right brain, the stronger it will get. Most of us have shut down our right side or intuitive side because, oh, that doesn't make sense. It's not logical. I can't listen to it. And your right brain actually gets weaker and weaker. But the more you start listening to it and honoring it, the stronger it can get, which is just so awesome. Now, other people that are in their left brain still don't understand you, though, and may make you wrong. So just saying that. You cannot justify your right brain choices, so please do not try. Choose it and move forward. More tools will do this is offered in the 6-week online coaching series, Becoming a More Confident You. Pro and con list. I find these are good. Okay. I'm not going to make the pro and con list wrong when making the decision. However, your left side of your brain, if you think of something positive, it is meant to think of something negative to balance it out. It's all about balance, your left side of your brain. And so if you think of something positive, it actually thinks of something negative because it thinks you want that pro and con list equal. So you really like a pro and con list can get you awarenesses, but it may not be the final where you need to make your decision from. It's good, but it's not the final answer. Okay. So I'm probably going to say that all here, but I thought I'd go over that anyways. So most of us were taught to make a pro and con list when trying to figure out a dilemma. Do you know the left brain, for every positive or pro thought, it is meant to find a negative or con thought to make it an even list. Making a list, especially with a creation buddy, somebody who's non-judgmental friend that is not engaged in the outcome, but is totally supportive, can give you insights to where you may be stuck in your choice process. However, it is not the list that you choose from. It's all about choosing what your gut says in the end. We're going to talk about that more on this in the next slide. But back to this non-judgmental friend. When you need to make a decision, they might ask the question at the right time that, oh, I never thought of that. And that just leads to more things in the pro and con list. And yeah, it's really nice to have somebody else to work with, because when you say something out loud, you realize, oh, that's not exactly what I meant. I meant it in my head, but when I said it out loud, I'm missing some information here or whatever. And so finding that creation buddy is so good. So, oh yeah. So we're going to watch this before I go to the next slide. So I hope you guys can hear this.
Just listen to your gut. Okay. Down your way down to your gut, check in with your heart. Between those two things, we'll let you know what's what.
So that's Ted Lasso. I don't know if some of you guys have watched the Ted Lasso series. It's on Apple TV, and it is so good because he's basically saying, when you have a choice to make, don't just make it in your head. Listen to your heart, and and listen to your gut. And on the way down to your gut, check in with your heart. How does your heart relate to this and all that? And so, yeah, we're definitely going to talk about, I got to get my thing back here so I can go to the next slide. And so, yeah.
Listen to your gut. Okay. Down your way down to your gut, check in with your heart. Between those two things, we'll let you know what's what.
I just love that fact because he's quoting stuff that I've already taught about, the three brains. We already think enough with our top brain, but we also have a heart brain and a gut brain. With confidence or confident decision making, you have to be aware that we have three brains. And it's so important to access all three brains in a choice. Okay. So I'm gonna go over these three brains. One is the head brain. And that's still your right and left side of your head brain. And it's meant to gather information about an issue. So it loves the pros and cons list. How does this affect this? How does that affect that? It's so good. The heart brain, it's meant to gather how you relate to an issue. How do you relate to, the dilemma that you need to make a choice on? Okay. And your enteric brain, which is your gut brain, and it's supposed to include your gut, like stomach, small intestine, and large intestine, okay, is your gut brain. And it's meant to actually make decisions. Okay. And so I remember years ago actually walking with Rita, and I forget had a decision to make with a guy, I was dating or something. She goes, well, what does your gut say? I go, my gut? I have no idea. What does your heart say? I have no idea. I was living so much in my head. I didn't know that my heart and gut had input into my decision, my choices. And so the more energy healing I received and the more energy courses I took, I then could listen to my heart and listen to my gut. Like, it was mind blowing. I had no idea. I was so out of balance with that conversation her and I had walking that wow, you do have a heart brain and you do have a gut brain. So all too often we're trying to get out of our head brain to make decisions and not sending any focus to our guts. Deep breathing into your lower abdomen area creates focus for you, and if you saw clients, for the client too. And so I'm going to talk about all three brains and then how to get into using the next two. So what is our head brain? 3/4 of our brain scientists have yet to understand, and they'll admit it. We kind of know the brain does this and this, but there's so much more we don't even know what the brain does. Okay. And I love this part about the head brain. Memory has nothing to do with the brain nor the body. It has to do with the heart brain. So when you have memory of something, the only way you have memory of it is if emotions happened at the same time. If no emotions happened at the same time, you don't have a memory of it. There has to be an emotion around a memory for it to be stored in your body, basically. So, in your heart brain, actually. The brain does run coordination matrices. For example, golfing. It learns the coordination, how to golf matrix, and then runs that matrix every time you go golfing. Otherwise, you'd have to relearn every time you went to play golf. So the brain can do amazing things, like it'll help you how to hold the bat and how to swing at a ball. However, it doesn't let you know when you have to hit the ball. It doesn't let you know which team you should play on, or, stuff like that. That comes from the other brains. So the head brain is incapable of original thought, and no intuition is in the head brain. And it's also in charge of our automatic nervous system. So it makes you breathe, when you're not even thinking, about breathing, allows you to digest food without thinking about it. It's in charge of our automatic nervous system, which is great. We need that. It's also in charge of comprehension, recognition, and strategizing. So our head brain is good. So no question our head brains are amazing and can achieve spectacular things, but they're actually more limited than we've been led to believe. So the next one we're going to talk about is the heart brain, okay? And that's really the center of our being. Focus there. Should be the one in charge of our other three brains, okay? Not often as it is, just as it is the center point of our body. It anchors the other two brains and all interactions in life. It also is the one that takes in information and processes new information. So when you go to meet somebody new, your head brain is trained to recognize them. However, your heart brain actually takes in information about them and stores it. However, it's your head brain that recognizes them if you see them later on. Okay. But it's your heart brain that takes in, oh, what's this new person like? How do I relate to them? That's actually your head or heart brain. Your heart brain, the human heart has approximately 40,000 neural cells. Neural cells are brain cells. Okay. They actually originally thought only neural cells were in the brain. Okay. Now it's been years now. They know they're throughout the whole body, but yeah, there's neural cells in the heart. And that means the heart has its own nervous system, and it actually sends more signals to the brain than it gets from the brain. So it's sending more signals up than is coming down. The heart actually produces the most oxytocin, which reduces fear, increases trust, and generosity. They did a study showing people this is really cool. And what is really cool is this study was actually done on the Big Bang Theory. Like, they didn't give the whole background of it, but it was done on the Big Bang Theory. So they did this study showing people random pictures, and pictures of something nice, like a puppy, and then pictures of something bad, like a car accident. Okay. The people reacted from the bad pictures before they even saw them. So energetically, that heart was aware of the next picture coming up and was like, oh, there's going to be a bad picture, and would react to them before they actually saw them. I just think that is just mind blowing. And I think most of the scientists doing this study, they were blown away that this random picture generator, the people physically reacted to a bad picture coming up before they actually saw it. So heart brain, we feel and process our emotions here. Many of us are in our head brain. Okay. We were taught to think of our emotions. You can't think your emotions through. Okay. Did you ever notice that it didn't work out trying to think why you had that emotion? We are trying to do it with the wrong part of the body. We want to do it with the heart brain. Okay. The heart is also in charge of our values and relationships. And personal and spiritual growth happens here. However, the head brain tries to do it though. And asking the child and the child within you or a child, what do you feel here? What do you know? You know, like when you're about to make a choice, okay, what do I actually know here? Asking yourself, instead of just looking at it with facts and figures, what do I actually know? What do I feel? Those are such good questions to ask. So the heart brain and changing our habits. Any clashes with our environment has to do with our heart brain, not our head brain. So if we're having troubles in our environment, it comes from our heart. Okay. It also keeps integrity of the whole brain system. Changing old patterns of thinking or changing an old habit, no amount of head brain thinking will do it. The heart brain does this work, and it has to be holistic work. It has to involve our emotions and attachments around it too. Here is where the gut brain gets involved too. So when you're trying to teach somebody, you need to appeal to their emotions for them to remember it. So trying to teach something new to somebody, you've got to get some emotions in there. A new habit has to be formed with emotions. The gut brain, the enteric brain, it's responsible for our sense of identity and self-protection. It oversees our immune system as part of a self-protection function. It's responsible for digestion on all levels, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. So when we have a good gut, you know, like there's a lot of things being sold now on the internet to help your gut flora. Well, you can see how having a good gut will change your body, but it could change your whole life. Totally change your whole life. So, and yeah, responsible for digestion at all levels. You've got to digest physical food, mental and emotional crap in your life, and spiritual stuff, evolving. It is the decision maker. Trust your gut or gut decisions. Do not make the brain do that. The brain actually doesn't want to do gut decision. It wants you to make your decisions with your gut. It doesn't understand them, you know, and sometimes when you make a gut decision, you can't justify it to somebody, and that's frustrating, but your gut decision is what we're supposed to make decisions with. The gut actually has more neurons than the brain. Remember, those are brain cells. It actually has more brain cells in the gut than the brain. And the gut makes the most serotonin in the body. They originally, when I took anatomy and physiology 30 years ago, they actually thought serotonin was made in the brain. They've now proven serotonin, most of it, 80% of it, is made in the gut. So you want good, healthy guts to make good serotonin. And serotonin is your feel-good hormone. It actually helps to make melatonin, which actually helps you sleep. So you want those good, healthy guts. So some tips to get out of your head and into your gut more for decisions. If I wasn't thinking right now, what would I choose? Just asking that question. If I wasn't thinking right now, you got a choice to make here. Wasn't thinking, what would I choose? Well, I choose that. That's your gut talking. Okay. Breathing into your lower abdomen gets you out of your head. Do this as often as you remember. Be willing to be you without a point of view. More of this in the circle theory. Be willing to use every brain in your life, like the head brain, heart brain, gut brain. Get into the lower two brains more. Most of us are in our head brain going back and forth. We need to ask our heart what's going on. What does our gut say? Being you in the face of stress. The more stressed you are, the further you're away from your authentic self, and the harder it is to create your business or create your life, the harder it is to create a decision. The stronger the sense of self, the more you will not be affected by the stresses in your life. Resetting and recharging you is so important. You have to demand it for you. Are you willing to connect to your sense of self? Are you willing to connect to what you actually desire? Okay, our nervous system. And if you guys have ever been to any of my free classes, I talk about this all the time. Sorry if you now know it by heart, but I love it because I learned this over 30 years ago in anatomy and physiology in university. And I had no idea I'd be teaching it, but I love it because we try to do as much as we can, and we might get caught up in the sympathetic nervous system mode. You can't make decisions there. You just can't. Okay. So I'm going to talk about these two. So your nervous system, you're either in 1, sympathetic mode, or 2, parasympathetic mode. Okay. You're not in a combination of either or. You're either in 1 or you're in 2. Okay. So sympathetic mode, that's your fight flight mode. And it's actually freeze and faint. Like some people will freeze and just don't know what to do, or they faint. Okay. So fight, flight, freeze, and faint mode. If you have a huge to-do list and you're go, 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 do, you're in sympathetic mode. Okay. The nerves are also not letting go of stress. So the nerves are all just constricted. Okay. They are overloaded and there's no connection to self here. Your authentic self, no connection. And you have way more anxiety in your life here. So people, I got to be high and do so much and blah, blah, blah. You're going to have more anxiety there. Your parasympathetic mode, that's your rest, digest, and heal. It's so much easier to make decisions or choices in this state. Okay. You rest, digest, and heal. This is where you find your sense of self. This is where you're able to activate your creative side. When you're in sympathetic fight flight, you're not resting, you're not digesting your food, so it makes you eat more, and you're not healing your body. So you need to go into this parasympathetic mode as much as possible. Okay, that's where you rest, digest, and heal. To create a sense of self, more confidence, tap into this parasympathetic mode as much as possible. The healthier you'll be able to digest, rest, digest, and heal, and connect to you. Able to handle day-to-day stresses with ease. It is a gift to give. It's a gift to give you so that you can give to others. And no one will say, hey, you need to take a day off. You actually have to demand it for you. You have to demand it for yourself. Are you willing to do that? Relaxing daily allows these nerves to relax, to reset to their natural ability, not have them overloaded. How many diseases do we know that are caused by overloaded nerves? Will you choose to create a sense of self today and relax into being you? I say the mantra sometimes when I get too caught up in my to-do list: rest, digest, and heal. Rest, digest, and heal. So I'm going to teach just a little thing to help you get into the parasympathetic mode. So if you can, and just before you close your eyes, this is how we're interlacing our fingers. Okay. Whichever way feels comfortable. Some people might do it that way or whatever, but whatever feels comfortable for you, or whatever feels comfortable for you. So I want you to relax back, sit back in your chair, And cup your hands like this and put it behind your head and close your eyes if you can. If you can. If you're listening to this while driving later, don't do this while driving. But hands behind the head, cupped, eyes closed. And now without turning your head, look right and breathe in this position until you feel you either have to sigh out a breath or swallow. So don't turn your head, but just with your eyes looking right as far as you can. And start inhaling and exhaling. Looking right with your eyes closed. And with my third exhale, I just feel like I can sigh and relax. Now, without opening your eyes and without turning your head, now I want you to look left and do the same thing looking left. Inhaling and exhaling. So you're looking left, but with your eyes closed. And mine was the fourth inhale and exhale looking left. Now slowly open your eyes and come back to the right here, right now. So that's a cool little thing you could do to relax, to get you into that parasympathetic mode. And one of the things I wrote at the bottom here, allow this piece to spill over into all aspects of your life. Choose to get into that parasympathetic mode state as often as you can. The healthier your immune system be, because you're able to digest, rest, and heal, you'll feel safe. That's less anxiety. If you're wound up all the time, you can never relax into the potency of you. You're in your head too much, plus in that polarity of thoughts, the right and wrong. Okay. Relax into being you, you without thoughts. You're actually an energy, not defined by description. You're able to handle day-to-day stresses with ease, be in your heart being. I call people that live from the heart beings. They live more from here. Actually activating your vagus nerve to stimulate parasympathetic mode. And that thing that we just did there, you don't turn your head, but your look, is actually to activate your vagus nerve to get you into parasympathetic mode. Let's chat about our breathing. Quality of breath is quality of life. Energy comes to those who breathe. If you're breathing perfectly, it is impossible to get sick. This is what breathing does for you. It's an energy pump in your body. Also, it gets stuff moving. It gets that diaphragm moving. It gets your lymph moving. Breathing is so important, okay? Also, the brain uses the breath to scan the body of all frequencies. So when you inhale, it is reflective to how well you're getting in touch with life, okay? And it actually scans the lighter frequency of stuff, like your muscles, your chakras, and your meridians, and then actually tries to fix them. So the more you breathe, the more your body is trying to fix itself, you know? And when you exhale, that is reflective of how well you're letting go in life and letting go of attachments. Like that's your forgiveness part of you and stuff like that. So if you have a hard time breathing out all the way, you most likely have a hard time forgiving, okay? And letting go of things that have happened to you. I hope I didn't go too fast there about the breathing. So when you breathe in, the brain scans the upper frequencies of the body, the blood, the lymph, the nerves, emotions, chakras, and tries to fix what what the brain finds not right with the body. When you breathe out, the brain scans the lower frequencies of the body, the bones, the teeth, and the teeth are the hardest, and tries to fix them, okay? Perfect health equals perfect breath, and you're able to let go of everything. Okay. In Kundalini yoga, I taught that for only a couple years, but I did it for many years. There's a lot of breath work in yoga. There's a lot of breath work too, and any yoga, not just Kundalini. And yeah, it's so good. You process a lot of emotions with breathing. You process so much. So if you forget to breathe, you're going to be right full of emotions. And if you don't breathe out fully, brain does not see you have teeth, so it doesn't fix your teeth. Oh yeah. So we're going to do a deep Qigong cleansing breath. So I'm going to move the camera so you can see me. Stand if you can, but totally understand if you can't stand, especially some of us that are in an arena. So I'm just going to move back. This is a Qigong cleansing breath. Somebody's got a question there. Oh yeah, no problem. Just going to move back. I love this. I took Qigong years and years ago. I highly recommend Qigong or Tai Chi. So I'm just going to stand so you guys can see me. So first thing I want you to do when you stand, make sure you're even on your left and right side. Okay. And put your hands, palms facing out, down by your thighs the best you can. Like I'm a little bit tight in my elbows, but just they're down there. And close your eyes if you can. But first of all, I want you to watch me. We're going to take a nice deep breath up. Okay. And I'm not doing this yet. And then with that deep breath, you're going to imagine pushing it through your body and cleansing your body. And all the toxins go out your toes. So that's just a demo how to do it. So get relaxed. Make sure you're even on your left and right side. I want you to inhale up. Taking a nice big inhale, raising your arms above your head. And with that fresh breath, push that breath through your body, cleansing your body energetically, and all your toxins going out your toes as you exhale out. Sorry, I might not have said exhale out. So breathe in. Raise your arms overhead. With that fresh breath, push that fresh breath down through your body energetically. Imagine it cleansing your body as you exhale and pushing all the toxics out your toes. So inhale up, arms go up, and then exhale down. Pushing all those toxins out of your body and out your toes. Cool. That's the deep Qigong cleansing breath. You guys can come back and do that whenever. Another great way to get grounded. Just going to change my camera here, guys. Get grounded and basically be more in the parasympathetic mode. So yes, more breathing. If you want to make a decision, or AKA a choice, get breathing. So, you guys are gonna learn so much tonight. I'm also going to introduce you to light and heavy. This is to tap into your body's awareness that your brain does not have access to. Okay, so we're actually going to stand again. I totally forgot to add this. This was a last minute ad for tonight's class. But this light and heavy, basically, your body has an awareness of what's going on around it. And this is so you can tap into what your body is aware of. Okay. And this is oh so good to do. So standing up again. Okay. And close your eyes if you can. And I want you to breathe into your lower abdomen. Okay. So breathe in and imagine filling your belly up with air. Okay. Now say silently to your body, show me yes. Show me yes. Show me yes. Now, body, show me no. Show me no. Show me no. Okay, that's one way of doing this. There's two more ways. Still talking to your body silently. Body, show me light. show me light, show me light. And body, show me heavy, show me heavy, show me heavy. And one more, body, show me what's true, what's true, what's true. And body, show me a lie, show me a lie, show me a lie. Okay. So one of those three things, your body, we can come back down, guys. This is just a quick overview. If you sign up for the 6 weeks, there'll be more training on this. But your body, there should be a difference between yes and no. So yes, you might sway one way, no, you sway the other way. For me, I sway forward for yes and sway backwards for no. Body, show me light, show me light, show me light. I sway forward, okay? And show me heavy, show me heavy, show me heavy. I sway back. And body, show me what's true, what's true, what's true. I actually get really light in here, in my chest area. And body, show me a lie, show me a lie, show me a lie. My butt actually gets heavy. So just pick one of those and work with one of them and feel the difference. So this can be used for body, what do you want to eat? Okay. Body, where do you want to go? And you'll feel yeses and nos for all of it. You can do this for anything. Your body can help you pick out a restaurant that it wants to go to. Your body can help you pick out clothes, pick out food you want to eat for the day or whatever. This yes and no is phenomenal. The more in touch you are with your body, the more easily it is to feel. Before I got into energy work, I was way out of touch with my body. I wouldn't have been able to feel any difference. I would have been guessing. So the more you get in touch with the body, the easier it is to feel. So questions to ask with light and heavy, pick 2 words, either yes or no, light and heavy, or lie and true. And if it's still an issue to feel the difference, pick a glass of water. Body, show me if you'd like this, and hold it close to your body. Take notice if your body does something. And then grab like paint thinner or something. Body, would you like this? And the body's like, no, notice the difference. If there's no difference, we just got to get more connection with your body. Energy healing took me there. I had no difference years ago either, like between the two. And one good question to ask here, if I wasn't thinking, what would I sense? What would I feel in my body? What would I sense? So, and ask, does that feel light or heavy? Don't think about it. It does not require figuring out. What was the very first thing that came into your head when I asked that? That's awareness. Okay. You can pretty much guarantee that when you get what is light for you, it'll always make you smile. And if it makes you frown, it's heavy. So once you establish light and heavy, you can ask your body what it does desire to eat, what it desires to wear, my body desires to do for movement. The more you create with the body, the more you can create in the world. If I choose this, what will my life be like in 5 years? If I don't choose this, what will my life be in 5 years? So very good questions to ask around choices. So let's do a review of this evening. Asking questions for clarity around his decision. What information is required here? What am I missing here? Changing the word decision to making a choice right now. Choosing allowance more, not judging you, not judging what's right or wrong about this decision. Living in your right brain more. Find ways to activate your right brain more. Consulting all 3 brains, more just in your left side of your brain. The Ted Lasso way. Learning to go into the parasympathetic mode as much as possible, and getting in touch with your body and following your yes and no awareness from your body. So there we go. What is next? There's a 6-week online coaching series starting in October. Once a week, we dive into these tools to de-stress you and enhance your confidence and your knowing so that you can become a more confident decision maker. It'll be about an hour a week and lots of handouts with tools and suggestions to live your life and with more ease and more confidence in you. And it's $195 for 6 weeks, including the recordings. But for anybody that came on tonight or listens to this later, it's only going to be $175, okay, for 6 weeks. So it's like a 1-day course, basically, because 6 weeks, 1 day is I know we always go 8 hours of teaching, but it's usually actually 6 hours of teaching, which, I mean, every week there could go a bit longer. So there you go. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. You can email me or message me on Facebook any questions. And I hope you enjoyed.